Understanding the new TTD and PPD rates is important for injured Oklahoma workers. Oklahoma workers' compensation benefits are based on the injured worker's wages, the date of injury, the type of disability benefit, and the maximum rates allowed by law. Two of the most common benefit categories are temporary total disability, called TTD, and permanent partial disability, called PPD. Because workers' compensation rates can change by injury date, it is important to use the rate that applies to the accident date, not the date the claim is settled or heard by the court. What is TTD? Temporary total disability benefits may be owed when an injured worker is temporarily unable to work because of a work-related injury. TTD is usually paid while the worker is still treating, has not reached maximum medical improvement, and is under medical restrictions that prevent working. TTD is generally based on a percentage of the worker's average weekly wage, subject to the legal maximum. For 2026 injuries, the reported Oklahoma maximum weekly TTD rate is $1,128.66. That does not mean every injured worker receives that amount. The actual payment depends on the worker's pre-injury wages and the applicable calculation. What is PPD? Permanent partial disability benefits may be owed when the worker reaches maximum medical improvement but is left with permanent impairment. PPD is different from TTD because it is not designed to replace temporary lost wages while the worker is healing. Instead, it compensates for permanent loss or impairment caused by the work injury. For Oklahoma injuries occurring on or after July 1, 2025, the reported maximum PPD/PPI rate is $375 per week. The final value of a PPD claim depends on the impairment rating, the body part involved, the number of weeks assigned by law, and the applicable weekly rate. Why the injury date matters. The date of injury controls which rate applies. This is especially important in cases involving older injuries, cumulative trauma, or claims that remain open for a long time. A worker injured in 2024, 2025, or 2026 may have different maximum rates even if the case is being handled today. For cumulative trauma injuries, such as repetitive use injuries, the correct injury date may require legal review. TTD and PPD are not the same benefit. TTD and PPD are often confused, but they serve different purposes. TTD applies while the worker is temporarily unable to work during treatment. PPD applies after the worker reaches maximum medical improvement and has permanent impairment. A worker may receive TTD first and later receive PPD. In some cases, disputes arise over whether TTD was cut off too early, whether the worker reached maximum medical improvement, or whether the impairment rating is too low. If you were injured at work, speak with an Oklahoma workers' compensation attorney before assuming the insurance company calculated your benefits correctly.